Back in January of 2023, Scotty Cameron brought out a new family of putters, the Super Select. And most of the putters that were in that family when it debuted were exactly the kind of putters you think of when you think of Scotty Cameron. They are answer-style, heel-toe weighted blades. There are various sizes now with the Super Select family. For example, you've got a standard Newport 2, which is an extremely popular model in the Cameron family, as well now as a Newport 2 Plus, which is a slightly beefier version of the Newport 2. It's bigger from front to back. Now that we're into May, however, Scotty Cameron has what's referred to as a line extension. Now, when brands talk about line extensions, that basically means they're adding on to a pre-existing family of clubs. And in this case, that means that we're coming out with mid-size mallets that are going to now be in the Super Select family of putters. There is a Del Mar, there's a Fastback 1.5, there's a Golo 6 like I have here in my hand, as well as a Golo 6.5. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you everything you need to know about them. Like the Super Select putters that were released back in January, this putter starts out as a solid block of 303 stainless steel, and then it is milled by a high-speed bit that's controlled by a computer passing over the head, basically shaving off pieces of material until you get the final shape. Now, it gets a little bit different when you get into these mid-size mallets, is in many cases there are multiple materials that are being used in the creation of this head. So yes, you do have the 303 stainless steel, but as you can see on the bottom here, there's a large area that's covered by a plate. Now, that plate is made out of 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. It's extremely light, significantly lighter than the stainless steel. And what Cameron has done is basically drill out and mill out a large section on the bottom of this putter. So by removing that steel from the middle of the golf club and replacing it with a lighter material, again, in this case, that aluminum, more of the club's overall weight gets shifted to the perimeter. So when you put more weight in the heel and the toe, you increase stability. So while the Golo 6, like I've got in my hand right here, is a fairly mid-sized mallet, it's going to have a higher MOI than it otherwise would because more of the overall weight is pushed to the outside of the head. The other big technology feature that came out in the Super Select family of putters is what's referred to as a dual milling. Now, Scotty Cameron has had various levels of milling in a lot of his putters over the last several years. Some of them have been completely smooth. Some of them have had a single moderate mill, or what he refers to as a mid mill. Some of them have a very deep mill. This putter has two millings. The first one goes through and creates a relatively deep milling pattern. And what that does is when the bit sort of swirls across there and creates that pattern, the deep mill creates a lower pitch sound, a richer sound to many people. It also softens the feel of impact. However, when that milling pattern is created, there are very sharp peaks, points if you will, that are created as the bit passes by. In this particular case now with the Super Select family, a second milling goes across there and it basically shaves off those peaks. It shaves the points off to create more flat surface areas that come into contact with the golf ball. According to Cameron, this setup is going to give you the benefits of the deeper mill, which is the softer feel, the slightly lower pitch sound. However, it's going to put more of the physical steel in contact with the golf ball, so you're going to get a better roll and a little bit more consistency coming off the face. You can also see that Cameron has designed these putters with a pair of sole weights. There's one in the heel and one in the toe section. And those are not meant to be adjusted by consumers. Those are something that fitters and the Scotty Cameron studio can use to adjust the swing weight of a putter. So for example, if a putter gets longer, you'd probably want the overall head weight to go down so that the swing weight stays constant. So you can put lighter weights in the same head and it works. If you have a shorter putter, you're probably going to go with heavier weights in the heel and the toe to keep, again, that swing weight constant. Now obviously, if you prefer a heavier or a lighter putter, you can have your fitter put in whatever weights you want. Now, like the previous released Super Select putters, when you look down in the address position, they're very clean, classic shapes that you're going to be seeing. There's a single black alignment line here, a relatively thin top line. All of the curves, all of the shapes are meant to flow organically down through the head. But again, when you look down closely at this putter, you're going to be able to see the milling marks that were created, again, by that high-speed bit going back and forth over the stainless steel. Each one of the new line extension Super Select putters is going to have a slightly different balance. This Golo 6, for example, as you can see, has a face that points up to the sky, and we refer to that as being face balanced. So this type of putter is probably going to be rewarding to somebody who has a relatively straight back, straight through stroke. If you get more into the Del Mar, that is going to have more what is referred to as a toe down balance, and that is going to probably match up better with somebody who has a relatively arced stroke. The best way to find out which putter head matches your specific putting stroke is to work with a really good custom fitter, get yourself on a Sam Putt Lab and find out specifically how much arc does your putting stroke naturally make, then find out which putter in the Scotty Cameron Super Select line matches up best with the natural putting stroke that you have. Look, the bottom line is that if you like the sound and the feel of one of the Scotty Cameron Super Select putters, you're probably going to like the sound and the feel of all of them. Again, because of that dual milling, they're going to be so similar. So it really comes down to shape preference as well as finding the one that's going to work out best for you to magnify and basically enhance the quality of the stroke that you already make. Again, for some people, that could be a blade. For some people, that might be one of the mid-sized mallets. If you're someone who's looking for forgiveness, I probably would recommend going towards the mallets. They just simply have more mass and more heel-toe weighting. I would suspect that the 4 new putters that have been brought to the Scotty Cameron Super Select family putters are probably going to be the last putters we're going to see from Scotty Cameron in 2023, except for maybe a holiday limited edition putter or something like that. I think that after this, the next line of putters that we're going to see updated will most likely be the Phantom X line. Again, those are going to be mallets, multi-material constructions, much more space age stuff. If you're looking for traditional Scotty Cameron style putters, then I think we've probably seen the last of what we're going to see in terms of extensions or additions to the Super Select family. Look, I hope this answered all the questions you have about the Scotty Cameron Super Select line extension that's out for May of 2023. If there's something that I didn't cover, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment area below. And it would be great if you would go ahead and subscribe to this channel as well as give this video a like. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks.